மெசேஜ் வந்துட்டு வந்து தவிர
Good afternoon, all. The session is on security aspects in evolving technologies, IoT, and blockchain. The speaker of the session is Dr. Joe Louis Paul, currently working as an associate professor in the Department of IT, SSN College of Engineering, Chennai. He has more than 21 years of teaching experience and 13 years of research experience. He received his BE Triple degree with a first class from Karunya Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, Bharatiyar University. ME degree with a first class with distinction from MEPCO Engineering College, Sivagasi, Madurai Kamaraj University. And a PhD degree from Anna University, Chennai in the area of error control coding. His current research areas of interest include error control coding, wireless communication, and IoT. Received a Teacher for Excellence Awards for nearly 8 times to his credit. Received 3 Best Paper Awards for his research papers presented in IEEE sponsored international conferences. Received Best Poster Award in international conference organized by Department of IST, India Anna University, Chennai. And also he has received Best Project Award in the international conference organized by Department of CSE, SSN College, Chennai. He has organized and attended many externally, internally funded conferences, workshops, seminars, guest lectures at national and international levels. He is an active member of various professional bodies including ACM, IEEE, ISTE, IETE, and CSI. He is also an active reviewer for reputed publishers like IEEE, IET, and Springer. He is also serving as a technical program committee member in various national and international conferences. He is a recognized coach for ACM International Collegiate Programming Contest from 2006 onwards. He is also a recognized faculty by National Entrepreneurship Development for teaching entrepreneurship in any and recognized member institutions of the country. And also, he has completed disaster management system next generation project worth rupees 3.05 lakhs, and currently he is having an ongoing project of indoor navigation system SSN INS worth 3 lakhs. Welcome you, sir, for the session.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Can you hear my voice, ma'am?
Yes, sir. A
Yeah.
little
Thank
bit
you.
louder, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. Is it fine to you? Is it
Yes,
fine?
sir. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your introduction today.
Thank you, sir.
So, very good afternoon to every one of you, the participants. So, I'm going to start my talk now. Just a minute. Yeah. 1 minute, ma'am. Yeah. Is it visible to ma'am? Visible to you, all of you? Is it visible?
Sir, actually, you are sharing the PPT, sir.
Yes, yes. Is it visible, ma'am?
PPT is not actually visible for me. What about the participants?
Yeah, participants, I don't know. Yeah.
No, ma'am.
So, no, sir. No.
It's not visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. Sorry for it. Just a minute, ma'am. I'm just
Okay,
seeing
sir.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Please wait.
கேக்குதுங்களா?
It's not coming actually. The screen. Is it visible, ma'am, now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you see that first slide, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, it's visible.
yeah. Sorry for the delay. The title given to me by the coordinators is the security aspects in evolving technologies too. That is blockchain and IoT. In this session, I will be more concentrating on blockchain and finally the IoT and the fairness codes. So the title says security aspects in evolving technologies. I think already Dr. Jaya might have taken about AI and machine learning under this title part one. So let us see what is why do we talk about evolving technologies? What is it? Why it's so important? That's what I want to address you. So just imagine we may be, ma'am, the coordinator. Can you say what are the types of participants we have? All our faculty members, am I right, ma'am? Research scholars and faculty members.
Sir, usually all our participants of type faculty members, some research scholars are there, sir. One or two
Okay, that's
MD
very nice.
students are also there.
Yeah, that's very nice, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your response. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any one of you can tell me when can you call a technology as the evolving technology? I would like to get your view before I proceed to the first slide. So it is open for all. Okay. How do you say that a technology is evolving? Yeah. Anybody can respond to me?
When it is in the development stage, sir.
What, sir? Can you please repeat, sir? Thank you for your response. Yeah. Please repeat, sir.
Yeah. Sir, when it is in a developmental stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I
Okay.
mean,
Uh,
something which is new and again, it is not fully developed.
okay. So thank you, sir. What's your good name, sir? Please. What's your good name?
Muzamil.
What, sir?
Muzamil.
Oh, thank you so much, sir, for your response. Okay. So, sir is saying that a technology can be called as the evolving technology if it is an incremental development stage or a technology which is under development or a technology is new. Okay. So, thank you so much, sir, for your kind response. So, I need more responses like this. So, a technology can be a new technology or under development that Sarah is saying that evolving technologies, that's beautiful. I need more kind of your views about evolving technologies. Anybody? Anybody can tell me? How can you say that this technology is evolving? The title itself is talking about blockchain and IoT. Okay. The most, yeah, I think somebody is unmuting. Yeah. Please tell. Yeah.
Sir, whenever a new innovation comes to place, then we can say that the technology is evolving.
Okay, whenever a new innovation is coming to the society or the world or an industry, okay, something
Mm.
new, something innovative. Okay, I really like the word called innovative. Okay, use the right word. Something is innovative. Yeah, you are trying to call evolving technology. Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else wants to say something about evolving technologies you might be having in your mind? Please open it up. That's very important. Okay, you may have. So, see, we got two different responses and both of them are saying that something new, something innovative, something under development, we can call it as the evolving technologies for the society. I'm really happy about the responses we are getting from our participants. Okay, anybody wants to open it up and say, sir, this is evolving, this is my view, I'm giving a chance to you. Okay, please open it up. I want to get your views. It should not be a one-man show. That is, it's not at all useful to you. Okay, your views should come into the session. That is more than important, whatever I'm going to say. So new technology, under development, it should be innovative. These are the three responses we got it from our participants. Okay, anybody else wants to open it and say, this is what evolving. Anybody can tell me.
Sir, we can also say that the technology, current technology, which is having some drawbacks, and to overcome those drawbacks, we are evolving some new technologies.
Okay. So if your response is correct, okay, the current technologies are having some issues and problems. In order to overcome that issues, we are going for some new technologies or something like that. Okay. So thank you, sir. Okay. So the title says security aspects in evolving technologies, part two. Already AI and machine learning was over. Okay. Security aspects. We don't know exactly what are the technologies can be called as the evolving technologies. Then only we can go inside what do you mean by security aspects. I think so many people from industry and academia, they have taken very good sessions to you, okay, regarding the cyber security attacks and so on. Okay, so let's see quickly what are the things are called as the evolving technologies. As somebody was saying that new technologies under development, innovative, the flaws which are present in the current technologies we have to overcome and so on. So in this session, this afternoon session, I'm going to concentrate more on blockchain, the third one in this picture, and the fifth one that's called as the Internet of Things. So we all know that what AI and just you're going to mimic the human thought processes and senses so that shall we do or shall we solve some complex decision making problems? Okay, is there any possibility of coming up with solutions? Yes, there is no machine learning here in this diagram. It comes under the artificial intelligence as a subset. We have beautiful algorithms under machine learning, and that might have been taken for you by some faculty member. And the second one is called as the evolving technology, new. Somebody said new. Whoever said new, your idea is here. Okay, transcend through new technologies. That's what we are thinking about. So augmented reality, actually we have done, we are doing a project along with the students, especially augmented reality, AR based. Okay, so battlefield situations, especially in the Himalayan regions. Okay, you might be knowing that for the past 1.5 months we had an issue with China. Almost the war was about to start between India and China. So we had come up with a problem statement to help our soldiers in the mountain regions. Okay, where the temperature is it is beyond zero, that is in down. So we have come up with solution, but it's quite difficult. So what is augmented reality here? We have virtual reality here also. Augmented reality, you are going to have or provide the physical environment, the physical objects, whereas in virtual reality, VR environment, it's a simulated environment where we are going to talk about some animations and so on in VR, whereas in augmented reality, the physical environment, in addition to that, we are going to provide some text, image, or audio, video facility. And that's what we are trying, but it seems to be very difficult, let me be frank, and to come up with the solution. But we are trying our level best. And blockchain and IoT, that's a title has been given by the coordinators to me after discussing with some choices they have provided. So blockchain, I'm going to discuss with you, please, why. And drones, I think if you are from Tamil Nadu, you might be knowing that in Tirupur, Salem districts, with the help of drones and our police department, they were able to catch the people who are playing in the ground, okay, the cricket or other matches. And we have seen some viral videos. Okay, the people are playing like running like anything to their homes. Until then, okay, some severe warnings have been given, okay, with quadcopters or automatic or remote control drones. Okay, especially in Chennai flood times, the drones are very much useful. Even COVID time, if some people are grouping in some place, okay, we are able to determine with the help of drones. And IoT, I'm going to talk about, please wait, because blockchain and IoT are given as my topics. And robotics, we know that if you want to automate, if you want to control, and so on, okay, just to assist the human being. Even COVID-19 period time, it's some industries, some institutes, they have come up with robotics to help the hospitals. Okay, so the robotics will be carrying the medicines for COVID-19 patients and some food, some weight, some limit is there, how much weight it can carry. So those things are also taken care in what is that, the robotics for COVID-19, especially in Tamil Nadu, the hospitals, and 3D printing, you know, that different types of inks. Even people are talking about glass and wood in addition to other ways of ink. Okay, so that is also going. So I'm just introducing most of the technologies we are all aware. Yay, everybody knows augmented reality, blockchain, drones, Internet of Things, robotics, virtual reality, 3D printing. This is my first slide. We are transcending through new technologies. That's what. So, what is the purpose of putting this slide here? Okay, just let me ask a question. Okay, any one of you can answer. What is your future plan? Any one of you, please tell me. If you are an academia or a research scholar, it is open to you. And just tell me what is your future plan. I want to relate that with this slide. It is open for everyone. One of you can unmute yourself and tell me what is your future plan. Yeah? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Please, one of you, please respond. What is your future plan? Any one of you? You may be a
So my future plan is I want to learn more in this cyber security.
very nice, sir.
I'm an electrical background, so this
Very
is my
good.
first program. For the past 5 days, I'm learning a lot of new things about
Okay.
what are the things happening. So this is my
Okay.
future plan.
Okay, so you want to be involved with cyber security. Okay, that is your goal or future plan. Very nice, sir. Okay, so because of that goal, you are here. Am I right? Attending 5 days, uh, 5 days week program. Okay, that's really great. Okay, so you are attending. Yeah, you have a future plan. Okay. Anybody else? At least two more I would like to get. At least one or two. Anybody wants to say, sir, this is my future plan. Yeah, just open it up. This is, um, yeah, this is the open forum. Okay, I'm not going to run the slides. Okay, we have so many things, but anyway,
Hi.
yeah, please, sir. Yeah.
Yes, my future plan is to start business related to IT technology, latest IT technology.
Oh, great, sir.
I
Your
want to shift
future,
from the, yeah,
yeah,
yes, please.
yeah, your future plan is to start up a company with IT technologies based on some IT technologies. You would
Right, right.
like to learn what are the technologies are currently available. Am I right? What technology may suit to my business? Am I right, sir? So that
Yeah,
is where I am. What is your current job, sir?
currently
If
I'm
you,
working as IT infrastructure IT director in a university.
oh, super, super, sir. Which university may know? Which university, sir?
It's in Punjab, City
Oh,
University.
very nice, sir. From Punjab, you are connecting here. Very nice. So you are taking care of IT based or IT management, infra management in your
Yeah, IT
university.
infra management and
Yeah. Okay.
looking for the latest technologies which can be set up in our organization.
Acha. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Okay. I think everybody is having purpose. Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your response. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we got two responses. Okay, from our below participants. They are opening and saying because this is the objective. Okay, not running the slides. I'm just saying these are the technologies are there, and it's already in use. And the person said from Punjab, okay, City University, he's correctly saying, okay, I would like to know the latest technologies that can be employed in my organization. So I would like to go for some training. I should get different types of technologies and how I can counterattack the cyber security threats. That's what is aim. And another one says, I want to be involved with cyber security, so I need to go. So I think these participants are very focused, well focused. I think the coordinators can be proud reaching the right people across the country. Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Now, I was asking a question, what is your future plan? I think we got to well focused responses from our participants. Now, why we are bothering about the technologies? If I want to start a company, why I'm thinking about technology? If I am an academia person, okay, why I'm talking about or learning about the technology? There is a reason. Because the technology is going like a rocket speed. We know that the speed of the light is the maximum in the world. Whether it is 4G or 5G, forget about 4G, 5G or the 5G and beyond technologies for cellular communication system, what do we really want to achieve? The high speed communication, that is our demand. The demand is never ending. Even though you have given high speed communication network to the users or the subscribers, but the demand is always increasing. So therefore, we are going beyond 5G. So we know the limit, okay? The speed at which the data can travel, the maximum speed is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, the speed of the light. But that can also be applicable. The technology is going like, or it is evolving like rocket speed. And yeah, fine. And it's also defining, the technology is also defining what is next. Whether you are an academia or a research scholar, whether you are an industrialist, whoever it is, whether you're a student or you are a homemaker, whoever it is, this technology is saying that I can define what is next for this world. So defining what is next to the society or the people may be involved in different sectors of the world, IT sector and academia, and so many sectors are there, manufacturing companies and so on. So technology is playing major role. Okay, I can define what is going to be next for your things, okay, the sectors or your career. That is also important. Okay, I read a survey in the recent times. In that survey, it was an annual survey from the startup companies, the CEOs of the startup companies in India, and they have given some important point in that survey, and they have said like that 60 percentage of the surveyed people are saying like that technology is evolving like very rapidly, and we are really worried and struggle to cope up the speed at which the tech changes with our pace. So they openly agreed in the survey. 60 percentage of CEOs of the startup companies have said like that. The tech changes are something like this, very rapid. But it's very unfortunate that being a CEO of a company, startup company, we could not cope up ourselves with the tech changes. We could not cope up with the changes with our own pace. It is not at all matching. The speed at which technology changing is not at all matching with the adaptation of ourselves. That's what they have said in the survey. The remaining people are almost 29 percentage of the CEOs of the startup companies. They made some statement like that. Yes, technology is changing rapidly. We agree. And we, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, somebody has talked. Any queries? Can I proceed? If you want to talk, you are allowed. That is my intention, definitely. Can I proceed? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so what I'm talking about, 60 percentage of CEOs of the startup companies, they said we could not adapt ourselves to the change by which the technology is evolving, whereas the remaining, not exactly the remaining, the 29 percentage of the CEOs of the startup companies in India, they said, yes, technology is evolving, technology is changing rapidly, yes, but we are able to make some significant changes in our companies. We are able to slightly pace our speed with the change by which the technology is evolving. Yes, it's possible, they have said. So, what I'm trying to convey, yes, it is possible. Only thing is, we have to think about what is next. When you really think about what is next, then no other go. We have to make ourselves to adapt to the evolving technologies. Otherwise, we'll be standing beyond or behind the years. That is the problem. Because when you are teaching some students, They would like to do some projects in blockchain, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the subset of AI, and so on. And IoT, I'm sorry, forgot IoT. These are the areas, AI, machine learning, IoT, data science, cybersecurity, and blockchain technologies. These are the areas are booming like anything. So the students want to do projects only in these areas. So we have to learn either by doing some courses, online courses or something, or training programs like this, whatever conducted. Okay, we have to learn these new technologies. Are we really doing like that? Okay, so you have to find out the your area of interest. It may be blockchain or IoT. Identify the domain, identify the evolving technology, go in depth to the technology. Then only we can meet the needs or the requirements of our students or even the research scholars. Okay, they need to find out some methods or solutions, and these technologies are evolving and new and innovative, as somebody said, and we have to make sure that. Okay, so what I'm trying to convey here, yes, it is crucial. Life is so crucial, and we have to adapt ourselves to the new technologies. And technologies are changing the world. Please understand. If you really think about your future, not future, the future success of your career, then we should be adapting to these technologies. Okay, so this is what the aim of this. Let me go one by one. So I'm straight away going inside blockchain and IoT. The second slide says that what is a blockchain, and that is what we are talking about. Blockchain. Let us see quickly. It says blockchain is a technology. Technology means it should change the world. Something which is going to change the world. So it's a technology that allows data to be stored and exchanged on a peer-to-peer network. So technology is something that changes the world. We all know that many technologies in the previous slide, but that allows data to be stored and exchanged on a peer-to-peer basis. So just seeing the first bullet, we can understand that just allowing the data to be stored and shared. Exchange means shared on your peer-to-peer. Why they are calling it as the blockchain? There is a technology called database management system is there. DBMS concept is there. There are so many advancements happen to the DBMS concept, but simply it says that allows the data to be stored and exchanged. But see the last one, it says peer-to-peer basis. That is a clue here. So we'll come back, okay, in what way blockchain is different from the traditional or conventional database systems. Please wait for some time. I'm just putting these words, okay, please wait, okay. And blockchain data can be consulted, can be shared, and can be secured, but it is mainly based on some proof of work algorithms or there. We are calling it as the consensus based algorithms. That consensus is nothing but agreement based algorithms. Okay, so when you say agreement, okay, if you want to take a house for a lease, okay, for a period of 2 years or 5 years, then there should be an agreement to the between the buyer and seller. And if you involve some third party, you have to pay some amount to the third party from the buyer side and also from the seller side. The real estate people, you know, okay, if you want to lease, okay, a house, okay, if you want to take a house for a lease of 5 years or 2 years. So here, something is the consensus-based algorithms. When you say consensus agreement, okay, the sale agreement, if you want to buy a house, buy own your flat, okay, you might be knowing a lot of agreements are there between the what is that, the constructing persons and yourself, real estate based. What it says, you know, blockchain, we don't know what is exactly blockchain, but we know it is a technology. But it says it allows the data to be stored and exchanged, but it's quite confusing. And peer-to-peer, most of you are aware, okay, communication networks people, but what is a link yet to be understood, okay? And here it says data can be consulted, shared, and secured thanks to the consensus-based algorithm, one popular algorithm, but there are many variations have come in the recent research in IEEE transactions, communication surveys, and tutorials. There are many things have happened. But anyway, the last one says it is used in a decentralized manner. See, blockchain, it is used in a decentralized manner and removes the need for intermediary or trusted third parties. I just highlighted those points. Okay, but let me be frank, this is vague only. I'm not giving clear-cut definition. I just compared blockchain with the database technology. Same thing is doing here except the peer-to-peer, but nothing is clear. Data is getting stored and data can be exchanged from one computer to another computer. But they're suddenly talking about consensus-based algorithm. I gave real estate a group that as an example if you want to buy anything, something like that. Okay, but this slide is not giving a clear picture of blockchain technology. Please wait. Now, since I have used the term called peer-to-peer fashion or a manner, what is exactly here you can find there are some nodes, the computers are connected, interconnected. And here, the interesting thing here is all nodes can communicate directly with each other and store a copy of the blockchain. But we don't know what is meant by a blockchain, okay? But I am using this slide purposely. So here there are four nodes are connected with each other. Node one, the top most one, okay, it connects to the, for me it is right hand side, okay, for you also it's same. So that is node two. And node two can also, it's a bidirectional link you can find. Full duplex communication link is there. I can connect, node one can connect to node two and vice versa. So similarly, every node is connected here. But very important thing is data is not getting stored on a single machine. Please understand. If you go to the previous slide, it says allows the data to be stored and exchanged on a peer-to-peer basis. Now you can understand little bit. All nodes can communicate directly with each other and store a copy of the blockchain. But sorry, okay, purposely I didn't put what is mean by a blockchain because I want to put it later, the terminologies, okay. All nodes are able to store a copy of the blockchain. Very interesting. Okay. So this is called in the previous slide, it is used in a decentralized manner and removes the need for intermediaries or trusted third party. So there is no trusted third party between any two nodes. No intermediary is there. Let us buy. Okay. So, but see the last line and store a copy of the blockchain. That is very important. Now, I was telling you that blockchain is seems to be like a database storing and exchanging. Okay. In simple words, somebody may ask, okay, what is exactly a blockchain? We can say it's a database, but it's really a database. We have to think. We know that what is mean by an database. Database is nothing but organization of the data. Okay. In a correct manner, in an efficient manner, so that assume that you have 1,000 student records. You want to search a particular student by register number or some application number or admission number. So the data should be stored, okay, in a correct manner. Then only I can retrieve. Okay, storing alone we are thinking as a user, but storing and retrieving, that is accessing the data, is also very important. So just if you put 1,000 files in your faculty room or research scholars room or in your personal room, 1,000 files, just like anything, okay, without any ordering, then it will be very difficult to trace the file. If you want to search something in that file, we don't know where the file is. And if you put it in an order and putting into the rack, okay, and just talking about database, it's not simply collection of data, it's an organized data. Okay, organized collection of data. If you don't do any organization, then the retrieval will be very much time consuming. Maybe 100 records, it's fine, but think about 1,000 records and so on. And see the last point in the what is the database. It says a data structure that stores the data. We know different data structures. It can be a table or a tree. We taught many courses, many data structures to store the data. Am I right? So it says it's an organized collection of data, but it's nothing but a data structure that stores the data. But here blockchain says it's just a data structure that stores the data. Fine. But see the last point, like the name hinted, there will be a chain of blocks, but we don't know what is meant by block. Okay, so until now we learned what are the evolving technologies, something like this is AI, augmented reality, blockchain drones, and IoT robotics, VR and 3D. Then we are in blockchain. It just introduced, it is in vague according to me, purposely it is defined. We understood what is meant by peer-to-peer architecture. And now we are just comparing with conventional database. Blockchain is also database. It's also a data structure. It's going to store the collected data. But the last one says that there will be a chain of blocks. Okay. Now, to understand the differences between a blockchain and a database, we need to ask ourselves a question. What type of data do you want to store? That's very important. And then you can see if it makes sense. If you want to understand the differences between blockchain and database, what type of data do I want to store? This is a question I would like to ask you. Okay, so this slide will give you an explanation between database, because I only use blockchain is just a database, simple database. Simply speaking, it's a database, or in other words, a data structure which is used to store the data. So now you can find very well about the differences between database and blockchain. Database says it's a centralized one, whereas blockchain, we already learned that it's a decentralized approach. Every node is having a copy of the blockchain. That is very important. And in database, it says that permission. When you say permission, there is going to be a centralized administrator who will be creating number of accounts, one for teacher, one for faculty, one for some people who are verifying the data, something like that, one for mentor. So it is totally under the control of someone that is called as the central administrator. His job is to manage the accounts, to create the accounts and manage the accounts, and giving some access privileges to the um, what is that? The account holders. There are so many things. But think about blockchain. It says that permissionless. That means no administrator here. Okay. So you are thinking about decentralized approach, therefore permissionless. Okay. There are certain issues out there. We'll think about. So records administrator and no administrator here. These are the main differences, but it's not sufficient. See here, architectures of centralized database having some a man called as the data administrator. But see here, you have server database. One person is sitting there. Please see the differences clearly. One person is sitting near the database symbol. Server database, he is the administrator, and dual communication is there between the server and the client. And here we are all going to act as the database client. This is centralized database architecture. But since we are talking about evolving technology, that is blockchain, see this idea. There is no man called as the server or administrator, no role played by anyone. And here you can find they can interact with each other. Okay, as long as they are visible to them, they can interact with each other. And this is one of the, here there is no server, it says simply blockchain claims. Okay. Now, we used blockchain, but we don't know. We learned that it's a link of blocks, but we don't know exactly what is blockchain, what is block. Let me briefly tell you. On a very basic level, I can tell you that blockchain is like a spreadsheet with rows and columns. I think we all used Excel sheet, am I right? Especially for preparing the marks, assessment marks for our students, or preparing the attendance sheet for our students, or any other works, okay, related to our academia, or whatever it is. We always used to rely upon the Excel sheets. So here, the third definition for blockchain, we already learned that it's simply a database, and it's just the data structure to store the data, but storing the data in an organized manner, generally you have to retrieve properly at the later point of time. That are not very basic, am I right? Now, the third definition says blockchain is like a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is the very familiar one for us, am I right? So it says with rows and columns, we are very much familiar. But see the next point. This basic blockchain has a linked list. What is exactly linked list? We learned about, or we are teaching those concepts like the linked list as the dual, what is that? Circular linked list, doubly linked list, and stack ADT. There are so many ADTs we are familiar. And it says the simple blockchain can be thought of as the linked list. We know what is meant by a linked list as a data structure or an abstract data type. We used to say there is a header node, there will be a pointer field, that pointer will be holding the address of the first node, that node one will be having something linked to the header and the next node, and in the middle part will be having something called as the data. So each node is going to have two pointers. One we used to call as the left pointer, LP, and another one is the right pointer. In the mid, we'll be having something called as the data. So this is the picture, the view, visualization of the linked list of the data structure. But here it says that it's composed of blocks. Normally linked list, we used to say collection of nodes. Each node is having two pointers, left and right respectively. So left will connect with the previous node, right will connect to the next node. And the last node will be having the next pointer. The right pointer will be always marked as the null. Initially, our header will be marked as the null. So this is your blockchain and it says composed of blocks. But here we need to understand what is meant by a block. I'm not using the term called node. It says that you'll be having something called as the index, timestamp, the previous hash. Previous hash is nothing but the previous block hash, and that will be used to generate the hash. And we need to think about some computing algorithms, the software, and finally the data. So this is what we are thinking about block. And now, chain of blocks, the architecture diagram for basic blockchain I have given here. You can find there is a block called as the block 0. It's called as the genesis block, and we have 5 properties: index, timestamp, previous hash, hash, and data. And you can find what is involved in block 0, that is general view, but it's not going to be, I'm going to rule out. And block 1, you can find all the 5 properties are there: block 2, block 3. So block 3 hash value, okay, you can see that that will be the previous hash for the block 3, and so on. So this is the general architecture diagram of basic blockchain, and I'm going to introduce some terminologies involved in blockchain quickly. The first block in the blockchain is called as the Genesis block, and that is sometimes referred as the block 0. In the previous versions, we used to call it as the block 1. So this is the special block involved in any blockchain, any at basic level you can find. The only block that has no previous blocks and does not contain data, and that's what we are calling it as the Genesis block, okay? And that is simply I'm introducing. So basic terminologies first, we have to understand that one spreadsheet is called as a block. You can open a workbook and one spreadsheet is called as the block here. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So now what is exactly blockchain? The whole family of blocks is called as the blockchain. According to Excel, MS Office, Excel is concerned, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, how many sheets you have? The family of sheets we used to call it as the workbook. Similarly, the family of blocks is called as the blockchain. So blockchain is also called as the distributed ledger. Some people used to say, what is the purpose of blockchain? Why people are talking about blockchain more here? Okay, so blockchain, we can say that the main purpose is to atomize the digital commerce system. So that is the e-commerce. We all know about it. Am I right? I am going to give a lot of examples to you. Please wait. Okay, only through examples you will get some picture about blockchain. It says that a distributed ledger. Ledger. I'm going to give an example at the end. Please wait. It simply means that a ledger is spread across the network. See, understand? A ledger used by some companies, maybe insurance companies, or some financial people, auditing people. There are so many people are involved. When you think about cyber security, auditing is very, very important. Okay, so here they are talking about ledger, but that ledger is distributed across the network among all peers. Peer-to-peer network, I already explained to you in the network. Because the role of each node is to have a copy of the blockchain. Okay, this is distributed ledger. Now, every node has a copy of the blockchain. I already explained in the peer-to-peer network. Once a block reaches a certain number of approved transactions, then it becomes necessary to create a new block. For an example, sheet 1 is containing A section attendance. B section attendance, normally we won't put it in the same sheet. We'll go for automatically sheet 2 and sheet 3 and so on. Similar job, okay, here is also done. Once a block reaches certain number of approved transactions, then a new block has to be formed. And see, this blockchain has to be updated periodically, automatically. And there is no administrator, central administrator. There is no central computer to overlook what is going on. And there is no one, no master to instruct other computers what to do next. Okay, so that is the main difference here we are finding. As soon as the spreadsheet, please understand time being, you please imagine ledger is nothing but it's a spreadsheet. Maybe for manufacturing or inventory or the payroll purpose or insurance purpose, just imagine a kind of things we are talking about. As soon as the spreadsheet or ledger or a registry is updated, it cannot be no longer changed by anyone. So this is a very important thing you have to make it here. You can only add new entries into it, but the registry is updated on all computers on the network at the same time. That is a requirement in blockchain because everybody should have the copy of the blockchain, the recent copy of the blockchain. So once it is updated, no longer can be changed, but you are allowed to add new entries into the chain, and that new entries should be updated in the registry or ledger or spreadsheet, whatever terms you want to use. Okay, therefore this ledger or spreadsheet or registry we are calling it as the distributed. So now we already learned that blockchain is a kind of linked list data structure. So here, what is exactly node? Node here is nothing but it's a device on a blockchain network. The device can be anything, because what is the requirement of the device? You should be able to store, it should be able to know how to exchange the data, and as a node, you should know how to communicate with the neighboring nodes, and it should know how to compute. The computing capability, communication capability, exchanging capability, storing capability, accessing the data. So many things we recur as a device here. Okay, so this is really the foundation of the technology, allowing to function and survive. Okay, if you think about blockchain technology, blockchain should function and it should survive. Who is behind the node? What is exactly the node? It's nothing but a device. Don't think only about storing, but there are many things over there. Exchanging or sharing is also there, and you have something more communication, computing, and so on. Now, when I'm talking about node, there is something called as the wallet. Wallet is nothing but string of, it's a mixture of numbers and letters. I have given some example to you. You can find C is there, B is there, E is there, and so on. Okay. This is an address that will appear in various blocks within the blockchain as long as the transaction is going to take place. And no visible records of who did what transaction with whom, only the number of your wallet. So please understand, okay, I want to make a transaction. Let us say I want to transfer some amount, okay, 10,000 rupees to my friend, okay, through blockchain technologies. So I'm going to make use of this wallet, string of numbers and letters, but it says that nothing is visible. Okay, so this person is transferring or making some transaction to this person. So who is making this transaction to whom? That is not visible. Only this value, mixture of string of numbers and letters. That is what happening. Moreover, and it's called as the public key. So we'll come to this point a little bit later. I'm just introducing the basic terminologies. Now we are coming to the last part of the basic terminology that's called as the digital signature. It says to carry out a transaction, you need two things. One is your wallet. Wallet, we just now understood that it is a string of numbers and letters. So your wallet, which is basically an address, this address we are calling it as the public address, and another one is called as the private key. So public address and private key are the two things which are very important to carry out the transaction. So we understood what is meant by a wallet, a string of numbers and letters to be viewed as the public key or an address. Now the private key is a string of random numbers, but unlike the address, the private key must be kept secret. So when you say something is public, you can understand. Now it's a secret key. So now when someone decides to send the coins, the bitcoins, whatever you say, to anyone else, they must sign the message containing the transaction with the private key. So here it just explains how the digital signature can be used to send some bitcoins to someone else. Once the message is sent, it is broadcasted to the blockchain network. The network of the nodes works on the message to make sure that it contains something valid. So for that, we have some consensus algorithms, the proof of work algorithms. The help of these algorithms, if you confirm the validity, then the transaction is placed in a block. After that, no information can be changed on the block. So this is what. So let me repeat quickly because I'm going like anything. So block is a spreadsheet and blockchain is a distributed ledger. Ledger, don't worry, it's a spreadsheet or a registry or something. For an example, I'm telling you, no central device or a master. And what is meant by a node? Node is a device, but it should have some capability. Wallet is very important because wallet is going to be a part of digital signature, and somebody part of the network, they're all going to validate this entry, and it is going to be added as a new block, and the work will be carried out. Now, when you think about blockchain, some important points are there to be remembered, okay, in a blockchain. And let's see one by one. So it's a type of diary. Diary we might have used, am I right? We know for what purpose we'll use diary. Am I right? Because if something you want to put it in permanent, and in those days there is no Microsoft Office and so on. Am I right? It's simply a type of diary. Normally, the phone numbers we will just write it on the diary because anytime you can access the diary and you can get it, the addresses, the phone numbers, and something like that, something important, some numbers, okay, important numbers, and those things we will always write it in diary. But now we don't have the practice. Digital diary is there and the other things are there, okay. So we are not using. It's a kind of diary or spreadsheet containing information about transactions. the Bitcoin transactions. So each transaction generates the hash, and hash we already discussed. Okay, and the very important thing is the hash value for each block depends not only on the particular transaction, but also the previous transaction's hash value. So that's a very important thing here. And even a small change in a transaction creates a completely new hash value. That is also we have to think about. And nodes have to check to make sure that the transaction has not been changed by inspecting the hash, because they are going to check the validity of the transaction. If a transaction is approved by majority of the nodes, then it is returned into a block. So please understand that so many things are happening, and each block refers to the previous block and together make the blockchain. And these computers who are all doing this job, that we are calling it as the nodes. And this update is happening automatically and given 10 minutes, because copy of the blockchain should be consistent. Otherwise, integrity and other issues will come here. So a blockchain is effective as it is spread over many computers, and each of which have a copy of the blockchain. Okay, I just given the things to be remembered. So why do we need blockchain? And let me go quickly because it's already nearing 1 o'clock. Okay, I have to go a little bit fast. Okay, it says that the chain is still operated by most nodes in the event of a massive attack against the system. So when you really think about resilience, okay, then some massive attack is happening, but still the chain is in operation by most of the nodes. So this is resilience. And see the reliability. Reliability says blockchain certifies and verifies the identities of the interested parties. This removes double records, reducing rates, accelerates transactions. So certifying and verifying the identity of the interested parties are happening, so it becomes reliable. And see time reduction, especially when you go for trading application using blockchain. It says quicker settlement of trades, as it doesn't need a lengthy process of verification, settlement, and clearance, and so on. So for example, I'm building a house. Okay, builder is there. So that builder will be involving with so many people. He has to buy the cements, the bricks, and sand, and so on. So he'll be connected with so many people. The settlement to different people is quite cumbersome. It says that if you try to use not only trading or any industrial or any uh, commercial applications, okay, the time can be reduced. There are many other applications also. Okay, so since blockchain is already promising that certification, verification can be done for the interested parties, unchangeable transactions, it says it cannot be removed, it cannot be modified. Once a new block has been added after verified and checked, cross-checked by the nodes, that is there. And fraud prevention is also there, embezzlement, and those things can also be prevented. And there is a mechanism, okay? The concepts of shared information, the agreement, prevent possible losses due to fraud and embezzlement, that can also be taken. And security is there, transparency, especially blockchain is concerned, it is viewable to anyone. The total system is transparent and it is immutable. So therefore, there is an advantage, and collaboration is also coming. See here, allows parties to interact directly without the need of any intermediary or third parties. And here, decentralized, it says every node exchanges the blockchain information. So every transaction is getting validated. All valid transactions are getting added into the blockchain one by one. That is also there. And here you can find security is taken care. Each party holds a copy of the original chain. So the system is remaining operated. Even the large number of other nodes fall, the security is there. I'm just reading out. I have a case study, please wait, okay? I'm just going through some concepts here. So now the question is, which blockchain is best for your business? Somebody was saying that I want to start a business. I'm currently working in City University in Punjab. Okay, so here it says we are talking about public and private clouds, but the number of variations are there. So each blockchain is going to differ in a couple of ways, how they can affect the level of security they can provide. So you have to choose which is the blockchain can be suitable for my job or my things. So public blockchains, so I'm in blockchain classifications now. Okay, I'm in blockchain classifications, And we are going to see the case study from IBM, the viewpoints from Accenture, and so on. Okay, at the end of this preparation, the presentation you can find. Please wait. And now it says that the public blockchain I'm sorry, we have to move. It says use computers connected to the public internet to validate transactions and bundle them into blocks to add to the ledger. That means your blockchain. So any computer connected to the internet can join the project. That is public blockchain. So whereas if you go for the second classification of blockchain, it says that typically only permit the known organizations to join. Even today we have the Google Meet. Somebody else who is not acting as a participant should not join in our meeting. So private blockchain means some connection. Okay, the trust is there, agreement is there. It says they form a private members only business network. So what do you infer from the public blockchain and private blockchain? In public blockchain, it is open. Any computer in the world, as long as it is connected with the internet, they can come inside. In private blockchain, only the known organization members, they are going to be private members. They form this private blockchain, okay, to share the information and so on. So there are many differences over there. Okay, I don't want to read the complete thing. Okay, public blockchains are typically designed around the principle of anonymity, whereas here we have to identify in private blockchain he is the right member of SSN or a St. Joseph's or other universities, whether they have the correct privileges or not. Okay, and we have to know exactly whether he is the right person to be part of your private blockchain. That is interesting. So now there are so many things over there, okay, and how transactions are getting verified. Okay, some agreement is needed, and that's what consensus we are calling it. Okay, so that's what I have talked about. But anyway, I'm going to summarize public and private blockchain a little bit later. I'm just skipping this slide. Okay, so the previous one is talking about public and public blockchain verifying and etc. Here it says that there is a process in private blockchain. That process we are calling it as the selective endorsement. If you applied some projects to DST and DRDO, the endorsement from the head of the institution and principal investigator, those things will be there. So where known users verify the transactions. So here, participants with the appropriate access and permissions can maintain the transaction ledger. So this is the way private blockchain is happening. Here, the Bitcoin is actually using is using public blockchain, which is the most well-known example of public blockchain, and that's what I explained here. And network participants must agree it is the one and only version of the truth and something like that, how verification is happening, but not large number of people are involving, and that is a big question here. So that's what I explained in this slide. Now this is one overview. You can find public blockchain permissionless, private blockchain permission, and security. In the diagram you can find security is there, and open network system where all the devices can freely access without any kind of permission. The ledger is shared and transparent. Whereas in permission private blockchain, a user has to be permitted by the blockchain authority before he should access the network, and the user might join only if he gets an invitation. So in the previous case, anybody can join as long as they want. But here, you need to get an invitation and you should be verified by someone, then only you can join. This is private blockchain. Therefore, I was talking about selective endorsement here. That comes into picture here. So this is another way, comparisons, anyone, public blockchain, anyone, but here organization, and here it is decentralized, here partially decentralized when you go for private blockchain. And here the transaction speed is very slow, and here it is fast. You can understand the large scale and small scale. Agreement is permissionless. That's what verification and other things, anybody can join, but here it is permission. This is a simple comparison I have given. Some examples I have given here. Hyperledger. Hyperledger is, I'm coming up with a case study quickly. And Bitcoin, we have already used Bitcoin concept, Ethereum and Litecoin. They are examples for public cloud. And here, multi-chain and Ripple, they are the additional examples for private blockchain. So now I have just summarized whatever I have explained to blockchain classification. I don't want to read here because we have to do something. So please go through if the material is getting shared to you. So the first point says completely open, but here requires an invitation and it must be validated. by the starter, or set of rules should be put in. So that is what it is given here. The remaining I already explained to you. Please go through the transaction speed, computational speed, the privacy aspects. Okay, those things are given. Now I'm going to introduce something here. So is there any possibility of a person or a node or a device to communicate with another blockchain or a member of the public blockchain? So this is a kind of tiered architecture with three private blockchains connected to a public blockchain. You can find some nodes are going to be connected. The requester nodes are going to be connected. I found that this is a really interesting one in IEEE transactions. Reason one, this concept was discussed. Okay, if time permits, please go through the tiered architecture with private blockchains connected to a public blockchain. So here, private blockchain owners can choose to selectively communicate with the requester nodes or other private blockchains. So this is another view. This is what we have to understand, because public blockchain is open, private blockchain is closed, and here nobody can join as they like. They should be a member. Selective endorsement should happen, but public it's not so. And permission less. That is the public blockchain. Anybody connected with the internet they can join, and that's what it's happening. But here it's not so. This is something, and this is what people are talking about now. This is a current one. So private blockchains can choose selectively communicate with requester nodes. Requester nodes are marked here in this slide. You just go through. Okay. So now, apart from public blockchain and private blockchain, we have hybrid. We know what is meant by hybrid, combination of two or more things, but I'm not introducing it as a slide here. But I want to introduce something called as the consortium blockchain, also called as the federated blockchain. Here, instead of single organization, please see here, in this slide, I was talking about single organization as a private blockchain. But there may be a case, okay, Anna University, IIT Madras, IIIT Hyderabad, they may like to collaborate with each other. They may form individual private blockchains, but they may be interested to connect, okay, consortium, okay. So just imagine those cases, then this consortium blockchain will be very much useful. Okay, so that's what I want to introduce this concept, consortium blockchain. Multiple organizations may be involved governing this platform, and it's similar like private blockchain, permission blockchain. Okay, other universities cannot join. So this is final comparison. The blockchain classifications I'm going to complete. See here, public, private, consortium, blockchain, participation, all nodes, single organization, selected nodes in multiple organizations. See here, selected nodes in multiple organizations, maybe VCs, directors, and somebody. The access is public, read and write, can be restricted and can be restricted. Identity is the principle of anonymity is used here, only approved participants, that is also. Immutability, yes, but here it is partial. And transaction processing speed, because large scale, you can understand permissionless, you can understand public, private, and consortium. So this is classifications of blockchain is over. Now, what we are really interested, according to the title, is blockchain security. What keeps your transaction data safe? Because we are saying it's distributed, decentralized, distributed ledger, decentralized, and so on. So we want to understand. So how exactly does blockchain provide more security than traditional transaction processes? That is what our focus today. So I just given some introduction, the basic concept. Let us see. Okay. Basically, it says that each block is connected to all the blocks before and after it. That is the nature of your. It is a chain of digital blocks containing some records of transactions made. So it says that it's quite difficult to tamper with a single record because it needs to change the block containing that record as well as link to another block. So by default, the security is there in the concept of chain blocks. If you understood the basic level diagram I have shown to you, okay, the linked list concept, you can find out how really the blockchain is working. Please wait for a second or minute, okay, where we understood how really the blockchain concept is being used. Okay, please see here. So there is a problem with intruders, the hackers, okay. It's not easy because the previous hash value is also included here. Fine. Now, I just want to recall whatever I have told you. Let's see quickly. Yeah. It's very difficult to security aspects. Okay, there is something inbuilt here in block. The records on a blockchain are secured through cryptography. I think somebody might have introduced to you, okay? If the record is altered, the signature will become invalid and the peer network components will know right away that something has happened. So early notification is crucial to prevent the further damage. So here we are just talking about the encryption algorithms, the cryptography mechanisms, what can be applied. So now what it says, evaluate whether the technology you have chosen will have the security you require. What it conveys. First of all, you identify what are the security requirements you need. Then you choose the technology which can meet your security requirements. So this is what I want to talk about you. Okay, so let me give you a simple example. So by storing data across its network, that is decentralized, distributed ledger, the blockchain eliminates the risk. That's what by default it promises that come with the data being held centrally. So in comparison with central data management system, by default the blockchain eliminates the risk because the data is across the network. So its network lacks centralized points of vulnerability that computer hackers can exploit. So one central point hacker will always like to exploit. That is the question here. And for an example, whether you use Amazon or any other website, we always used to type some username and password. Normally we used to store it there. But see here, we are giving our important data there. The system should protect our identity and assets online shopping, whatever it is. So I already discussed about the encryption. Please see. Okay. So now I'm going to have, after some time, I'll be interacting with you as I followed in the beginning. Okay. And please wait. Okay. And when I come for case study, I need your inputs. Okay. Fine. So how blockchain security is achieved with the help of public randomly generated number user's address on the blockchain and another one private key which is going to act as the password. So what I'm doing here, normally we use email ID, username and password. Same concept is also here. That's what I want to tell you. Okay. So here private key is nothing but password. The public key is nothing but username. So we are using username, user name and password for our own email IDs or online shopping or any banking and other things similar to that. Okay, but there are certain challenges over there. When you think about blockchain, the first one, I'm coming from the last part, the last column, standardization, lack of definition and standards, too many solutions, a common approach required for use case, what is the block data format, what is its structure, what is the data set, what algorithm I have to use for agreement, and so on. So the regulatory and compliance, I think for cyber security, that's very important. Somebody might have told you. So there is no standard for blockchain. So this is the biggest challenge. Solutions are too many. Okay. And identity, security, and privacy, it says that across the applications, these things are varying. Across the ecosystem, these things are varying. So this is another problem we are facing. And security aspects, privacy aspects must meet the requirements of the new technology. Security aspects may be defined, regulated for the previous technologies that will not work comfortably or smoothly for the new technologies. Okay, so there are so many things to be worked out, and that's what regulatory compliance that is says replacement of the existing system, the cost to move from centralized to distributed and trusted model that is explained here. What kind of impact on business process, organization structure, and governance, and resistance from users. For example, if somebody wants to do something new, they will say immediately no. The resistance from users, cultural adoption, okay, that is explained here. So these are the things we have to take care in blockchain. Okay, now we are slowly moving into the case study. That's what our objective. Okay, let's see quickly. So it says that ledger, I already told you, no need to explain here. And there are markets, private and public. What are the things can be transactions? Somebody may have the doubts. Okay, what do you mean by transactions, sir? You're talking about ledger. I understand. I am able to view it as the registry or spreadsheet, something like that. But I don't know what is exactly transaction. Transaction is the money transfer, okay, the amount, or it can be an asset transfer that is explained here. And contracts is nothing but conditions for transactions to occur that we are calling it as the contracts. and that is also explained here. And let's see an example. Okay, improving business through blockchain technology, because there are certain challenges over there. No standard. We need to replace the centralized system into the new system, the distributed system. That system should be a trusted system, and we need to think about the regulatory and compliance standards. And we have to preserve the security and what is that, the privacy issues. Even for the new system, we have to take care of the uh, impact on the society and so on, the users mindset, okay, to adapt to the blockchain. Everything is taken here. Okay, now I just explained what is exactly transaction and contract, okay, the conditions for transactions to occur. Yeah, this is what we want to understand an example, okay, before our case study is concerned. It says there is a problem improving business through blockchain technology. So we have Part B's records somewhere in New York, Part A's records in Beijing, bank records is somewhere else, maybe some city, okay, Los Angeles, or private C's records, and sorry, Part C's records, Part B's records, and auditor records. I already said auditor role is also very important. So the business, whatever, you can see everybody is connected with each other. See the connections. Okay, the in between, you can find some connections with bank and auditing team for business people. It says it's an inefficient, expensive, and vulnerable because the records of Part D is there only with Part D. New York means New York. The records are the bank records in Chicago. It is there in Chicago. That's all. But what blockchain is going to do? I was talking about challenges, blockchain security, and so on. What the solution your blockchain can provide? See here, there is no book kind of thing. The records are denoted here as the ledger or book, green color and so on, but there is no concept like this. See, the ledgers, the Part D's records are shared. They are coming into some picture. See here, there is a circle around that where you're finding some hexagonal shape there. It says shared replicated permission. This is what blockchain technology is promising. Okay, shared, replicated, and permission. Okay, the other bank people should not try to involve, and that should be controlled. Okay, so that is the point here. Now, as I promised to you, I'm going to talk about a simple example, car leasing business network as an example. So car leasing, whether it's a home leasing or car leasing, ownership is going to be transferred from one person or group of person to some other person. Am I right? So even we can find in our places, okay, this site is for lease, something. This site is for commercial purpose. So some local sites, they will put a board and asking us. So ownership transfer, but I cannot simply get the ownership. There are so many people are involved. The people are manufacturer, they have their own ledger, and you have somebody called as the dealer, and we have leasing company, then leasing company, scrap merchant. So there are different set of people who are involved, like Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D, and bank and auditing. Because so many people are involved. Okay, so you can find out the term called ledger everywhere. So in-house ledger, that is what mentioned here. And the database size is very large at the place called as the manufacturer. So what it says, multiple ledgers are maintained. See here, everywhere ledger is there. Okay, so, and who owns what, when could get confused. This is a problem. I want to explain car leasing business network as an example, an application for what is that, blockchain technology. Okay, so what a regulator is going to do, a person, he gets a ledger, he is maintaining some ledger, and see, there is an arrow mark that comes from each database. Okay, 4 arrow marks. Somebody is called as the ledger, and it is slow and error prone because ledgers are coming from different parts, different people, and he is maintaining its own ledger. See, in-house ledger is there for regulator also. So who owns what, when could get confused, and that's what we are finding out. This is the problem without blockchain technology. Now, see this idea, car leasing business network. You have same people, manufacturer, dealer, okay? And see, in the previous case, there is a no concept called as the node. We know the basic terminology of blockchain. We need to think about the node, am I right? One manufacturer, you can find at the top, there is something called as the node. Am I right? And dealer, we have a node. Leasing company, we have a node. Lazy, we have a node. And scrap merchant, we have a node. Regulator, we have a node. So you can find node means it's a device. I already said storing, exchanging, computing, what is the communication capability. These things are going to happen. So now see that how your blockchain technology is making the system as the smart system. See, instead of having one ledger, okay, the ledger is shared. Records of asset transfer and conditions for asset transfer. So smart contracts, people used to say that's called as the smart contract. They are nothing but conditions for transactions to happen and records of asset transfer. Asset transfer is a kind of transaction. So this is what correlating example is happening. Okay, you want to make your system as smart, you want to reduce your time, error prone, you want to overcome. Somebody was saying that we have to overcome certain problems in the existing system and see time is more here. Okay, multiple ledgers, human errors may occur, and who wants what? The regulator problem is huge. Okay, but this is what happening here. Now, let us take the case study. I'm not going to spend much time here because but I want to introduce the case study. Without case study, I feel that it is meaningless. So how Walmart brought unprecedented transparency to the flex supply chain with Hyperledger Fabric. I want to use Hyperledger Fabric. Okay, so this Hyperledger Fabric I have already used in one of the slides. You can find maybe in yeah, private blockchain, I have used Hyperledger. Let's see quickly, okay, how this case study is going to work. Says that how Walmart brought unprecedented transparency to the food supply chain with Hyperledger Fabric. Okay, so there is a PDF file. Because of time limit, I'm not opening here. So Walmart identified 5 products in the recent days, and for those 5 products, they have used the blockchain for they are calling it as the food chain, food supply chain. The technology is blockchain. They have called it as the Hyperledger from Linux Corporation, that private cloud they have used, and they are able to link all the people, the farmers, so many people, who are all involved in the supply chain to the Walmart. Okay, so what is an idea? So the people Walmart, they found that some people are struggling with some diseases. Whatever products they have delivered to their customers, okay, the delivery part, and they found that they are feeling sick due to some issues, maybe vegetables or fruits or some other products they have been delivered to the people. And what they have done, they have linked with IBM, the top person in the world behind the blockchain technologies today, the service providers for anyone in the world, IBM. They have just tied up with IBM, and they have come up with the solution to the customers. So they are able to track from which farmer or which persons the products are coming out that causes the problem to the customers. That's what they have understood. See how the Walmart people are able to track the farmers. So what is an idea? They will avoid in getting some products or vegetables or groceries from those people. So they want, based on the customers' feedback, or they're mainly concentrating on the diseases to their own customers because of taking the foods which are delivered through Walmart. Maybe any item, any food item, especially food item, they're mainly concentrating, okay? And they want to help their customers. They want to block those farmers and the people who are giving these vegetables or fruits or any food items which causes the health issue for the customers. And this is very topmost case study, but I have the PDF file with me, the entire study, but I don't want to open. I have to stop sharing this PPT and I have to open that. Already time is running out. And please see this case study, really interesting how Walmart is thinking like this. Okay, now IBM, I already said that, okay, IBM, they found food trust, a new era for the world's food supply. See here, join the ecosystem of producers, suppliers, manufacturers, retailers. What is an objective of IBM Food Trust? Creating a smarter, safer, more sustainable food system for all. See the word, underline the word called safer, because Walmart was worrying about the customers' health issues. I think that is what taken care. Okay, and here there is something here given here. CHO tabs IBM Food Trust. Now, like Walmart is tied up with IBM. Now, CHO is a very popular company, especially for olive oil company. They have their own brand for this olive oil company, and that brand is given here, Virgin Olive Oil. I think you might have been familiar with it, and they want IBM foot rest. So this is another example what IBM has come up for our society, and another one is called as the, I'm sorry. Okay, so the role of IBM in blockchain, leading enterprise blockchain provider, the transaction processing speed, most advanced cryptography to secure the transactions, that is transfer of assets, and the source code, they are coming up with a lot of open source code to advance the blockchain for businesses. I just explained the current role played by IBM, and now I would like to talk about Accenture, and they have come up with different ideas. Okay, so if you go through their system, you can find how Accenture is taking care of the security aspects in evolving technologies like blockchain. I just had their views. Security threats fall into three main buckets, according to Accenture is concerned. The first one, they are saying that endpoint vulnerabilities is one of the security aspects we have to think. And the second one, I really wondered when we have interacted with Accenture, they're saying that untested code. See, untested code may cause the security threats. And the last one, the ecosystem where your application is going to provide the services, the third party risk. So those things they have identified the security threats. So we'll quickly go through one by one. The most direct and potentially easiest method of attacking any technology solution is called as the endpoint vulnerability. Because only at the endpoints, the humans are there, the technology connecting devices are there, and digital wallet, we just know we discussed about that. The client side web application is going to run. So endpoint is the place to attack anything. So this is what Accenture is thinking for blockchain is concerned, especially for blockchain, even though I didn't mention it in the slide. Okay, so this is one idea Accenture is feeling. They have come up with solutions that should be taken care. So after endpoint, what is that vulnerabilities? This is I'm very much I'm feeling that this slide is very important. There is something called as the untested code that may cause some issues. So the very first blockchain code was written by Nakamoto's. Okay, you might be familiar with it. Okay, he's the creator of this. The first blockchain for bitcoins, the digital currencies we are using. There are many digital currencies out there. It varies with respect to the countries. Okay, but there are too many solutions for there. But the benchmark for any code, okay, that is Nakamoto's code. And but see, there are so many code. This is not the case for all the code in all the applications that use blockchain technology. It's not so. Untested code may cause the severe security threat. This is major aspect. That's what Accenture is big. Now, the last one, according to them, it says ecosystem third-party risk. It says blockchain platforms have proven secure to date. Okay, platforms are fine. But what about the ecosystem where we are going to use the blockchain? So see the last one. Organizations wishing to deploy the third-party blockchain applications, please underline third-party blockchain applications and platforms must be aware that the security of the blockchain is only as strong as its weakest link across all technology providers. So we have to be careful because blockchain integration is there, wallet is there. There are so many smart contracts are there. Okay, the conditions for the transactions to occur. So I really happy about the Accenture's view for security aspects in evolving technologies for blockchain. The untested code, I am really happy about that because they clearly understood. Accenture is saying there is only one code which is tested 100% proof that is used by Nakamoto. That is a benchmark. All other codes, I don't know. They are all they are breakable. Accenture is clearly saying it is proven that Nakamoto's code is unbreakable, but there is no guarantee that the other codes are not so. So this is a security aspect. I really like this feedback given by Accenture, okay, in their analysis. Fine. But there are so many security threats are there in blockchain, unauthorized access to an exchange server, exchange distributed denial of service attack, employees host a security attack. Even inside an organization, an employee can create a problem, malicious program infection, phishing attack, civil attack. So those things, for example, in civil attack, okay, let me say that whatever what I will do, in this case, I will make all the participants as the my names, or I can change the names. So something like that, accounts are compromised or something like that. So some security threats I have given. Denial of service attack, that is the second one, DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. Good example I can tell you. University is publishing the results to the students. We know that the network traffic is huge, and as an intruder or a hacker, what I will do, I'll just make the system in such a way that all the requests going to Anna University server, I'll just forward to me. All the network traffic requests to get the results by submitting the register number will come to me. What I will say, the page could not be displayed. That message I will send. So they will think that Anna University website is down, and because of too many requests. So denial, this is called denial of service request, and that can be done as a hacker. So these are the possible security threats over there, and we have actually worked, okay, the research work, the current research work. We have something called as the Bitcoin alert system. I think it's already 130. I'll quickly go through crypto monitor system we have provided, and especially for the high volatility in cryptocurrency prices. If you go through that, you can find lack of awareness to the frequent price fluctuations like the share market, and we have come up with solutions like this. Inability to predict the spikes, okay, those who are using share market, they may be able to understand. And collapses causing loss in billions. Okay, less benefits, obviously less benefits. You can find the people are fighting with each other with phones, raising their hands. Okay, see how much data is going through, and no prediction system for future market trends. That is the problem. And no system to alert the trader when the price is high, because I can do something for earning money. So this is what we have identified the problem with it. So this is our problem statement, to create a system that alerts the trader by means of simple devices, IoT. That's what the IoT is coming here. A message bot on Telegram we have used, and this is the model we have used. Machine learning here and IoT here, and blockchain. Sorry, not exactly the blockchain, and concept cryptocurrency as a part of it. So we have come up with some objective, generating an alert and creating a bot so that they will get a message. They will be having a dashboard kind of thing, and to develop a dashboard with some graphs, ups and downs, and so on for the cryptocurrency, and selling point. So many things we have come up with this idea, and I have given machine learning model we have used. I'll just go to, this is the framework we have come up, a simple framework to help the traders, because in India, Bitcoins are allowed according to Supreme Court recently. So we are working on that, the system design. So here IoT is coming. You can find trader dashboard, piezoelectric buzzer, bot message alert. When they are in traveling, let's say, find the person who is involving. So many things we have come up with some available systems. And these are the machine learning models we have used: simple linear, multivariate, polynomial data we have considered, decision tree, random forest, and so on. This is the results we got. I'm showing what kind of results we have got. This is the real result we got. Okay, so here you can find that random forest model is considered to be the most. This is the result we got. We are enhancing. Just I want to show you how in this line we are working the currency system. But initially we really struggled. But anyway, fine. So now we know that IoT is nothing but the interconnection of physical object. The physical object can be your home appliances, or it can be sensors, or some objects like that. Okay, but we are talking about the security and internet society. They have come up with some priorities: securing internet of things, innovate. Somebody was saying that innovate to connect the world, and promoting the governance, the multi-party consultation model, and routing system. IoT means devices are communicating with each other, so mutually agreed norms for routing security. So these are the things are given by Internet Society according to the 2018 action plan. So we'll quickly, I won't take much time because I know that 1:33 is the time, and we'll go as quick as possible. So here, what internet, how do we secure the Internet of Things? there is something called as the Online Trust Alliance, that is OTA, I would like to introduce, and increase the customer demand for security and privacy in IoT devices they purchase. That is what taken care. So we are just purchasing some IoT devices from the market, but we are really worrying about whether these devices manufactured by some company will steal my data that is passed through these devices when I connect with the network. So we are just forgetting about the devices we purchase from the shops or the markets. Okay, so we are just purchasing, but we didn't think about the security and privacy issues when you do that. Okay, so it's talking about creating a common government policies and regulations to promote the better security and privacy features which are built in all the IoT devices. So that's what the requirement that is specified by ISOC, that's nothing but Internet Society, and they are giving that this is has to be adapted. Okay, so that is Online Trust Alliance, and it is the initiative of Internet Society. Mission is given: improve online trust, user empowerment, innovation, multiple stakeholder, and best practices and tools that should be designed, developed, and that should be advanced, and confidentiality of the users and security protections that should be enhanced. And this is the website of OTA, just given a screenshot here. OTA, I request you to go through, whoever is interested in cyber security, please go through the breach and other things they are talking about here, the best practices, the newsroom is there. There are so many initiatives are done by Online Trust Alliance from Internet Society. It's an initiative. I request you to go through this website so you will get really good ideas. Okay, even they are talking about the auditing, privacy, public policy, and so on. So many informations are provided. Now, I want to talk about the framework, IoT security and privacy trust framework, because trust compensatory model is involved. Let us quickly go through. There are so many devices are in the market, but are they following the government regulations and so on? That's a big question. That's what taken care by OTA. Okay, Online Trust Alliance. So I don't want to explain each component. Okay, and you can find fitness tracker, connected coffee machine, the home appliances, the sensors, and other things, the sensing cooker and so on. There are so many applications out there. Fine. Now, this is important things taken from OTA, Online Trust Alliance. It says that Global Threat Intelligence Report says IoT attack sources are mainly coming from Asia, 60%. Normally, when during the tough conditions between India and Pakistan or India and China, what will normally happen? Our government websites will go down. So 60% Asia, and Europe, Middle East, Asia. So the countries, they are coming up with 21%, and America, North and South America, the attacking sources for IoT. This is the region wise sources are coming. Now, what are the challenges we have? Security is difficult when you start a new business. IoT systems, we just think that it's sensors, but it's no more sensors. Any physical object, even your vehicle can act as an IoT device, smart vehicle. Your home appliance like a cooking machine or a coffee making machine, no more they're not coffee making machine. Now they are smart systems. And see here, security support is not always maintained. The consumer's knowledge about IoT security is weak. We don't know what security mechanisms are there, and so many problems are there with IoT, including the economy of the system. The economy promotes weak security. That itself is gone. So when you start a new business, security is difficult. So quickly I will go through. I think I'm coming to the last part, few slides are there. And there is no credible way for suppliers to report the level of security to consumers. How the security things can be, the report can be given from suppliers to the consumers, that is missing. That is the economy promotes weak security. So difficulty for consumers to easily compare the security of different IoT systems, and this is what happening, and this is economy. And see here, security as a sales tool. This slide, I feel that it's quite interesting. Do you think that your organization has seen increased sales of product use due to its IoT security? No, not at all is given. The first one says yes, largely increased, yes, slightly increased, don't know. So what is happening, if you provide some applications to a company, an organization, if you say that I have included these much security aspects, so what the organization will do, they are saying that yes, the sales are increased, the product sales are increased due to its IoT security. Okay, so this is one idea, security as a sales tool, as a graphically it is represented. Now another one, security by design. Is security a consideration when your organization designs its IoT product or offering? So we have to think about at where you have to use security by design or simply a sales tool, okay, to increase your profit or whatever it is. Now people are saying that security is difficult, especially for new businesses. So implementing enhanced security requires expertise. So you don't have that expertise. New players in IoT ecosystem, normally they don't have any experience with internet security or little experience. For example, a manufacturer may know how to make a refrigerator safe for its initial use. Electrical wiring, chemicals are there, but may not understand internet security. I hope this example will give you a clear picture. Manufacturer knows only electrical wiring, chemicals, and so on. Imagine if it is giving some shock, okay? Normally, our mom and the women will be using refrigerators much, okay? Those things they're able to take care, but they don't know how to protect this device. They don't know, understand of any internet security. So it's difficult for new businesses. Now people are saying that it's complex and making each component or each part of the IoT system to be secure is a big question mark. So there is a case like different parts may under the control of different actors, which makes cooperation difficult to solve the IoT security problems. You may say that I have come up with IoT ecosystem, but each component or each part is under the control of different actors, then the problem starts. So the problem here is how do you manage and how do you control these tasks performed by different devices which are in different parts or different sectors. So here the integration and decision making, controlling and managing, that's a big question here. Okay, so IoT system, we are just thinking about even the alert system we have developed for cryptocurrency people. But think about the large scale industries, large scale collaboration, okay, multinational companies. Then these issues we have to think. The next one is IoT devices, application services require security patches and updates to protect against known vulnerability. So if you don't update, if you don't properly maintain the security, you may say I have the security aspects are considered, but if you don't update, if you don't have the required security patches, what is the use of having that? So it's an expensive task, okay, for the IoT service providers. No question about that. Okay, am I right? No question at all. Yeah. So consumer awareness, that is another problem. Okay, and integrating security into the purchasing habits or to configure and maintain the security of their IoT system. They don't have any awareness. It's very poor. Simply we are purchasing the IoT devices for our own use, but we didn't bother about what is that? The security features which are present. The people are saying that consumers have limited knowledge of IoT security. They have knowledge of config and other thing of devices, but the security also we need to think. This is consumer awareness. So, with the development of connected objects in IoT, users entrust the de facto standard of the privacy to improve their environment and make the living environment more efficient or safer. Fine, but this is my personal data is collected and exchanged and so on. So this is another challenge, the security aspect I'm talking about. Okay, now we are coming to the end of this session. It started around 12:30, sorry, 12:04. Okay, I'm sorry, I have exceeded 12 minutes. We had some initial hiccup sharing the screen. I hope you will accept. Okay, yeah. Anybody can identify this person? Now it is open to you. Anybody can identify who is this person? Any guess? We are at the last slides, two slides, I think. Yeah, this slide and another one we are going to find out. Thanks for your patience. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can go with the next slide if it is not known to him. So what it says, if you learned anything from the past couple of years, It's that the computer security flaws are inevitable. So he is the topmost person in cybersecurity. Bruce Schneier, he is saying like that. If we have learned anything from the past couple of years, it is that computer security flaws are inevitable. What do you mean by inevitable? Unavoidable. Flaws are unavoidable. Please understand that. That's a computer system we are using. But see the last part, that is quite interesting. The famous quotes from King. It says, a cryptography expert, the topmost person in the world, Bruce, coined a famous quote in 2000. That is today, 2020 we are talking about. He said a very interesting point. I really liked it. He said like the security is a process, not a product. Normally, we used to deliver the product to the customers if you're running a company. Understand that it is a process, not a product. Fine. Security should not be a go to market consideration. Just going to market and getting some rice, getting something, it's not like that. He's very clearly said. See, 20 years before he said, it should not be a go to market consideration or something wrapped around an application once developed. Don't think that when you develop an application, all the security aspects are wrapped around the application. It is not a product at all. It is a process. Please understand. So what he says, it should be intrinsically considered through various stages of the product development life cycle. See how his words are very powerful. See his eyes in this image. See his thought process. He is behind of all say cyber security, regulatory compliance, standards. Okay, he's a big giant. He's saying, don't think that it's a product, it's a process. Don't, if you are developing some application, don't simply try to wrap up this along with the application. You're wrong. Don't think that I can go to the market like buying a cell phone, I can order it. No, it's not so. Should be intrinsically considered through various stages of the product development life cycle. And it says that scaling, there he's talking about it may not necessitate the same level of rigor in the early planning stages as when scaling the application, but it should still be a consideration nonetheless. He's also saying something important. The same level of rigor in the early planning stages, it may not be. That's what he's saying. So it is the incremental process actually. I think with this quotes, I'm winding up this session, and I think now coordinators can, yeah, yeah, yeah. So with that, I'm winding up. I'm sorry to say that I have to attend a con call with management. They are waiting for me to 15 minutes. I'm sorry to say like that. Okay, so I need to make a call to the management. With your permission, yeah, coordinators, please understand. They are waiting for me.
No problem. Thanks a lot. Actually,
Thank
your
you, ma'am.
session was so interesting and impressive.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the wonderful and useful, informative session, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
With
sir.
your permission, I want to leave the meeting, ma'am. Don't mistake. Participants, please cope up with me. Some call is waiting for me. Okay, I hope you will
Okay, okay,
understand.
sir. No problem,
I'm
sir.
very sorry. I'm extremely sorry for our participants. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Duray sir is there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I could not continue because of certain
Thank you,
problems.
sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you, participants. Thank you for your listening. I'm leaving the meeting now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, participants, now you can have a break and join us by 2:45. And one more thing, please don't fill your feedback form. Your feedback form, it should not contain your postcode. Only then it is correct. Actually, the AACT officials, they are saying that they have updated the feedback form. If your feedback form is having course code, then it is a old one. You should not fill it. Only if it is not having the course code, it is the current one that only you have to fill. So current form is actually uploaded. It seems you verify in your portals.
No, I have already filled, madam, this thing. So it is not valid or not valid?
You check again, sir. They are saying they are actually uploading it now. They are changing it.
And I have filled, and as per the chat, some 2-3 other people have also filled the form.
Okay, sir, that I'll verify. After the form is actually uploaded again, you verify if it is changed in your login. Okay, otherwise I'll check with them.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Ma'am, when the
Okay.
feedback form, when the
Thank
feedback
you.
form has to be filled, ma'am?
Ma'am, when will be the test, ma'am?
Test will be around, we'll say, ma'am, according to the uploading of the form, we may change it. Join us by 2:45. Before that, we'll confirm.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, it is enough if you fill feedback form once you intimate us, no, ma'am?
Hello?
Ma'am, it is enough
Yes.
after we receive intimation from you, we can fill the feedback form, right?
Yes, yes. I'll confirm you, ma'am. I'll confirm you.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise, you check in your login. If it is that is containing a course code, it is the old one. If it is not containing the course code, it is a new one. You can fill it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, thank you.
Course code should
Hello,
not be
ma'am.
there.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
சொல்லுங்க.
Ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Logeshri ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Tell me, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we get the resource person's email ID? So if we get any doubt, we can reach them through mail. So
Okay,
can we
okay,
get the?
ma'am. We'll give you. We'll give you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am not able to fill the feedback form, ma'am, at the portal, but some problem occur, ma'am.
Sir, actually, they are updating something in the portal, sir. That's why we are actually facing the problems. They are saying that. So
Ma'am,
just wait.
someone
Actually,
is
the
filling.
morning itself, they told only after 4 they are asking you to fill the feedback forms.
Okay, ma'am. Test timing, what, ma'am?
So next session you join at 2:45, sir. I'll get you when that I'll inform you when to fill up your feedback forms.
Okay, ma'am. I'm after that, ma'am.
Hello? Yes.
Ma'am, course code is very confusing, ma'am.
That is what, sir. You should not fill the course code. It is not actually there in the new form.
Sir, ma'am, in the new form there was no course code.
Yes, as of now, there is no course code in AICTE. They have
Ma'am,
informed.
I have applied that feedback form. Is it right then?
Ma'am,
So that is what they are saying. They are changing now. Once they are updating it, we'll be getting a new feedback form. That time we can fill. That is what informed by the ACT. Yes.
I guess I have filled the updated one.
Ma'am,
there is no course code.
Yes, ma'am. There was no course code in that form.
Then please others also check in your portal. If there is no course code, then there is no problem. You can fill it.
In the course code,
it is asking for the course code now. It is asking for the course code.
Ma'am, asking us for the course code, ma'am, in the portal avatar.
Sir, actually, ACT, they are clearly informing that only if it is not asking for the course code, then it is a new one that should be filled by the participant. Otherwise, please wait. Kindly wait, sir. They are updating it. Kindly wait.
Okay, ma'am. So right now I'm not filling the feedback.
Okay. You should not fill the feedback. Once it is updated, all of us can fill.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Madam, when will be the session, madam?
2:45 to 3 you join, sir.
I just submitted the course feedback in AICT form, madam. In that it is not asking any course feedback.
Then okay. Course code is not there, then it is a correct one, sir. No problem.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you very much, madam, for your support throughout the session.
Okay, thank you, sir.